Tip Friday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another special edition of Fit Tip Friday. Once a month, I will be interviewing wellness professionals on various health-related topics. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome Raissa Chernishenko. Raissa is a shiatsu massage therapist and will be talking about some of the benefits of this type of treatment. But first, a little bit about Raissa. Raissa has been a certified traditional Japanese shiatsu massage therapist for 27 years, and through her expansive list of holistic services, encourages her clients to regularly tune in to their own bodies. She feels strongly about the need to promote compassion through healthy touch within all our relationships, from infancy through the senior years. Most recently, certified in advanced facial intelligence and 9-star key energetic interpretation, she is now incorporating this work into coaching of individuals, couples, and families. She is also a breast health educator with the Mama Live Foundation and a self-professed eco-wellness guide and environmental activist. Welcome to Fit Tip Friday.
Hi,
So,
Sherry.
so glad you could be with me today. So you have so many amazing wellness services to offer, you will have to come back and do another interview.
Yeah.
But today we're going to zero in on shiatsu massage, and Raissa will even take us through a little demo and how you can release that tight tension we all get through the neck, the upper trap area. So before we do that, can you tell us what exactly is shiatsu massage and what are the benefits?
Oh gosh. Shiatsu, it literally translates from Japanese as finger pressure. So it is and one can approach it from both an Eastern perspective and a Western perspective. So in the same way that massage therapists approach the body for all kinds of issues from musculoskeletal tensions, etc. Shiatsu can do the same, but where massage is focusing on the circulatory system, Shiatsu is focusing more on the nervous system. So I'm using sustained flowing pressure using mostly my thumbs, my palms, occasionally lower elbow and arm, occasionally knees if I have a client on the floor. So I work traditionally on a futon, which is a Japanese cotton mattress on the floor. I still do. Many other therapists have given up by now and they're working on a table, but I find shiatsu to be far more grounding when practiced on the floor. So that also enables me to use my body more effectively to really get over the points with my thumbs and have sustained focused pressure. So I can approach it from a Western perspective, as I've said, according to the musculoskeletal system, or I can take an approach that's more based, I'll just bring in my little chart here, on the meridian. So you can see there are lines traveling from the fingertips and toes along the limbs to focus then inward on the internal organs. So in the meridian theory approach to shiatsu is looking at how the chi or life force energy, or ki as we call it in Japanese, can become blocked at various places along the limbs more externally due to maybe accidents or injuries or postural problems or repetitive strain, or it can become blocked more internally in the internal organ level, and that's generally due to lifestyle factors like the diet, emotions, maybe over activity, too much of particular activities like too much standing, too much lying, too much dwelling in particular emotions. Yeah, so that's how shiatsu works, is by sending the message from the nervous system perspective. It's sending a message to the brain through something called the hypothalamic reflex to release the body's own healing agents, endorphins, etc., to the area of pain. And from the meridian theory, it's working to try and block free blockages in ki or chi, and then allowing the body to come into a we call homeostasis, I guess, right? So it's, in Western terms, it's getting us out of fight or flight mode and into rest digest mode.
Right, because we're all in flight or fight mode right now, aren't we? A lot of us, yeah. That's awesome. So it's a real holistic approach, and it's really looking at the body as a whole, which is the holistic approach, right? And that's That's
Yeah,
real true wellness.
yeah.
That's awesome.
We don't necessarily want to focus just on the area of complaint, but we want to look at the whole body and how the whole body is involved in that particular symptom or issue.
Absolutely. Because you never know where it actually is stemming from, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's fantastic. So if I came to a treatment, but I have to say, I have experienced some of Raissa's treatment because I know Raissa from Oshawa Little Theater. And she would come to rehearsals for when my husband and I did the youth group, and she'd come to rehearsals and she would bring her chair and give us all some release, which we all, we call that tech week, where you're rehearsing on stage with the lights, and or better known in theater as hell week. and she absolutely released a lot of our tension.
Yeah.
So it truly was beneficial. Yeah.
As I recall,
So
my rejuvenation station.
rejuvenation state, and that's exactly what it was. Absolutely. So if I were to come to you for a treatment, what would I experience in a treatment?
Okay, so I generally, well, for proper shiatsu treatment, I'm treating you lying in all four positions, so prone on your stomach, supine on your back, and also on both sides. So that way I can access all of the various meridians because they lie on different areas of the body, some most on the front, mostly on the legs, some on
Mm,
the upper body, some on the back. So that's enabling me to really get to all areas of the body. So yeah, I would take a full case history to find out more about your history, your health history, accidents, injuries, even mental and emotional health as well. And that would give me a picture of, okay, where are you? Where do you seem to be most out of balance? What might the root causes? Which organ meridian networks? So I mentioned the meridians as well because each of the internal organs, there are 6 pairs and they're divided into yin and yang pairs. So I'm not going to go terribly much into the detail there, but I'm looking at the cooperative organ pairs, for example, like liver and gallbladder and bladder and kidney and stomach and spleen. And that's giving me an idea, okay, where the imbalance may lie. I'm also asking you what emotional state do you tend to dwell in most of the time at this time? So that helps me give me an idea as to how to approach you. But generally, you can fall asleep if you want. Shiatsu doesn't have to hurt. Many people have this conception, this idea of they've been told, oh, I don't want to try shiatsu because it hurts. But really, a shiatsu therapist should be tuned into the constitutional energy of that particular person. So I'm kind of giving you the amount of pressure as I feel coming back. So I might feel some areas that feel very full of energy and almost fighting pressure. And those I might lean into more, whereas there might be other areas that might feel kind of mushy or empty to me and might feel even ticklish or kind of
hmm
painful to you. And there I would give more holding pressure. So I like to say I focus on the areas where it's a good hurt. So we've all had someone give us pressure where we go, oh, that hurts, but don't stop, right? So those
Yes.
I'm focusing on breaking up the energy so the body can send that energy to places where it's needed. So yeah, you remain in your own loose, comfortable clothing. That's an important thing to mention because some people aren't comfortable with removing their clothing. There are no oils necessary in shiatsu, which is nice too. It makes it much more accessible for people who maybe previously had to head back to work and don't want to
Yeah.
be all covered in oil and their hair kind of gooey. So that's nice too, although I do diffuse essential oils. And so, yeah, you can expect to possibly, depending on the state that you arrive in, you might find that you need to chat a bit for a bit at the beginning to let go and kind of go inward. And other people might fall, like my husband, fall asleep within 20 seconds of hitting the mat, right? Some people have no trouble sleeping, but no matter what state you're in, shiatsu is going to be beneficial. It's going to be working on a level that's going to be beneficial to you. Um, and yeah, as I'm working from head to toe, really, I can work on
Yeah.
feet, head, abdomen, back, arms,
Quite
legs.
personalized to the individual.
Yeah, very
Um,
much.
yeah, yeah, in terms of pressure and in terms of what they need. with what's going on in the body, and that
Yeah.
whole assessment of that based on, I love that, based on the pressure, you can actually feel where they need more and where they need less.
Mhm.
And that's very powerful. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you kind of answered the difference between deep tissue
Oh,
and shiatsu, but if you want to elaborate a little bit more on that, please
yeah,
do.
I did. I
But
did kind of
you did.
inadvertently.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, in deep tissue or Swedish massage or deep tissue massage, because it's not Swedish massage isn't necessarily all deep tissue.
Hmm.
Um, it can be very superficial, but some people might find that more relaxing, the skin contact. So yeah, there might be people who relax better with just very light skin stroking. But shiatsu, I get it, as I mentioned before, is more sustained and flowing, and it's focused more on the nervous system rather than the circulatory lymphatic system. And the nervous system is what innervates everything
Yeah.
in our bodies anyway, right? So yeah, it's getting us out of fight or flight and into rest digest. And also other major difference is shiatsu is not a it's not a where massage is more of a what do they call it? Effleurage. It's continuous movement in general. They're unless they're
True.
doing really deep pressure, which they might focus on trigger points. Um, we are with sustained flowing pressure there. I might do some gentle shaking techniques or passive stretching as
Hmm.
well. And also in some areas, just simple energy work, just hold
Awesome.
it. Mhm.
Awesome. Maybe what you could do now is take us through a little bit of a demo on how we can self-release some of the tight areas, especially I'm going with the neck, the upper
Mhm.
traps. That seems to be
Oh
quite
my,
a major area of tension, I think, for most people. Maybe you could go through that with us for a bit.
for sure, yeah. In 27 years of
Brilliant.
practice, I would have to say that I've seen the majority of people have head, neck, and shoulders issues.
Yep.
Exacerbated by the age of computer and cell phones because so many of us don't realize even
Yep.
people walking down the street holding their cell phones, they'll just turn aside, are adopting this
Yep.
posture,
Yep. The classic chin forward posture. Yep.
putting a lot of stress on our trapezius muscles which attach at the base of the occiput here. So yeah, first of all, let's just take a deep breath. Deep breath. Maybe bring your ears up, your shoulders up to your ears as you inhale and release. And one more time. And let it go. So breathing is always a good place to start when you're trying to release tension, of course, which many of us know, but we just forget. We fall into these shallow breathing habits. Um,
Totally. Yeah.
Another great thing to do before you work on yourself is well, what you might want to do specifically at timed intervals throughout the day. Set your timer every couple of hours. Simply put your head through a basic um, range of movement. So
Mhm.
bringing your chin to your chest 3 times and looking up to center. 3 is the magic number. It helps you to kind of first of all assess, oh, how does that feel, and then stretch it out a little more, and then see how it has
Mhm.
resolved. And then 3 times looking to the ceiling, feel where it's pulling. Is it more so on one side than the other? And don't forget to breathe. And then looking to each shoulder, back to center. And you can even feel as you're doing this, you are already releasing, especially if you're taking your head then to the other side to the full end point of the range of motion, right?
You can totally see where you're tighter.
Important to, yeah, recognize if you're left sided, right side, and then finally bringing your ear to your shoulder.
I like this stretch.
Yeah. Yes, in yoga, it's nice to just sort of bring if you're doing it, here we're doing it
Yes.
more for assessment, but if you want to do the release, we can, yeah, start there. um, Bringing an extra stretch into it. So at the third time, bring your arm across and just
Mm,
without even needing to pull, just
yeah.
let the weight of your arm stretch out your neck. So while you're doing this, you might want to then reach up with your other hand and see how that top of the muscle, the traps, the top of your shoulders feels. Just even just holding your arm, you can
Mhm.
lift your head if you want, just holding your hand on that muscle group and sending a message of relaxation, just simple touch, the warmth of your hand is bringing a healing. It's bringing a therapy to your shoulders in a sense. So you can hold for a minute, then you can gently just using the fingertips, the backs of your fingertips, just sort of hook. Allow your muscles to hook into the back of that trapezius muscle and pull forward, and even explore from the base of the neck, a line going from the base of the neck all the way out to the shoulder, just allowing your hands just pull a gravity to just release each of those points. And it's good to hold a point for a good 3 to 5 seconds, even 3 to 7 seconds. And you can even focus again at like the magic number 3. Usually in shiatsu, we go into a point once to assess, and then into that point again to treat, and then the third time to kind of reassess, right? So let's also take a look at how this hooded area of your muscle of the traps, which to me, sometimes I look at my shoulders and think, am I a swimmer? How did I get such a huge trapezius? So
yeah, I always tell clients we don't really need to work our traps. They're already built up. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Our upper traps anyway. Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
I find it very releasing to just bring your thumb into the front of that muscle group. So you're kind of working your hands like a hinge. So allow
Yeah.
your fingers to be on the
So
top,
just above the clavicle.
just above
Yeah.
between the hood of the muscle and the clavicle. So
Clavicle.
with
Yeah.
bringing your fingers over the top of it, you can kind of squeeze and push into that, pushing in from the front with your thumb,
Yeah.
and then with the back of your fingers, and take that
Ow.
line from the end of the clavicle as far, as close to the neck as you can. You
I
might
clearly need more work up on this area.
even reach a point where you kind of go, "Ugh, that makes me feel a little queasy," or that sends a sensation up to my neck that's very similar to when I get a headache. Ha!
Yes.
So
Yes, because headaches can stem from that area. Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yep.
how why not treat yourself preventatively, right? Not don't wait for the headache to arrive, but identify where your headaches come from and treat that area regularly,
Yeah.
before you work, halfway through your day, at the end of your day.
I hope you're all doing this out there watching this back.
I don't know how much time we have. I could do the other side, or
Well,
I
let's
can
do
just
the other side. Sure.
bounce ourselves up. Okay. So yes, just again, finding the end of going to the end of the clavicle, finding the edge of that muscle,
Yeah.
racing your fingertips over the back of the muscle, and just
Got it.
and
And you'll always notice too, one side could be tighter than the other side too. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people probably heard the term dominant shoulder, dominant arm, dominant hand,
Yeah,
right?
for
Much
sure.
that
Yeah.
dominant side, and we favor it. We fall into bad habits, especially women carrying handbags, heavy handbags around all the time. Do you always carry your handbag on the same shoulder?
Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
Switch to the
Guilty.
other side, or long handle so you can do the school bag, like the school bag drape across your shoulders instead.
Yes.
Are we finding some good juicy spots in here?
Yes. Leave some comments below. Let us know what you're feeling when you do this.
As you're doing it, play around with which way your head's facing too. Like you might find that if you angle your head a different way, like towards your arm, you might actually be able to sink your thumb in a little further.
You can take a moment at your workstation, since a lot of us are still working from home too, and take a moment and do some of this work at your workstation. I talk about chest opening and back strengthening. Something
Mhm.
like this would totally complement that.
But let's not
To
call it work.
release.
Let's find another word for it. Let's call it relief or
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some
self
relief.
care. So just another quick way I like to relieve the neck tension is imagine that you're just picking up your cat by the nape of the neck, right? If for those of you're kind of picking them up. So just reach across and kind of squeeze with the heel of your hand on one side and your fingers on the other.
Yep.
And either from top to bottom or bottom to top, just squeeze.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Dig
I
into
like this one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's so simple. Yeah, we
It
don't
is.
think of it, right? And breathe
It
while you're
is.
doing
It
it.
is simple. Yeah.
And then switch hands so
Uh,
that fingers You're getting the benefit of the finger treatment coming up the other side of the neck. And you can work several lines along the neck too, about an inch or so away from the spine, and then coming down the middle of the neck, and then the front of the neck. And we can do that with our hands bracing the back of our neck, but just slide our thumb forward
Oh,
and
okay.
thumbs down. And the pressure should be going in towards the center of the neck.
Okay. Yep.
For that too, come down in 3 lines there.
Yep.
And then when you're finished, just think, and put your head through the range of motion again.
And see if you've increased your range of motion. Yeah. Yeah. After you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Awesome.
I don't know how much time we probably don't have much time, but also take the time to press the points along the base of
the head.
So brace your fingers on the side of your head and just explore.
Awesome.
There we go. So
awesome.
And then if you want to just boost your immune system, do a little tapping on your chest before you finish.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of food for thought there. Thank you so much. I hope all of you did that. Or if not, just look back and rewind and definitely go through some of that self-massage, because that's completely beneficial as we experienced today. So I want to thank you so much, Raissa, for joining me today. I will be posting all of Raissa's contact information, including her website link, if you would like more information on shiatsu massage or any other services that Raissa offers. She has also agreed to be an expert on SC Wellness Solutions page. So if you have any questions, you can direct them right to Raissa on my page. So I want to thank you so much once again for joining me. And thank you everybody for tuning in, and have a fantastic weekend.
Fit Tip Friday.